Good morning. Time has gone away from me. It's already beginning of November. I think it's November 3rd or 2nd, or I can't remember, but I haven't blown the water out of my drip lines in my garden. If I don't do that, my valves will freeze, and I don't know how many more weekends I have before it's too late, so I got to do it today. I'll walk you through that, how to blow your lines out, at least how I do mine, and maybe yours could be similar. Anyway, we'll start with that, and I'll show you. We'll go from there. Let's get going. Just a little background. This is my garden. I have a hog wire fence that holds up most of my produce, mainly tomatoes and peppers, and the vines just grow up through there, and that's what holds them up. But if you notice closely, each one of these fences, I have drip lines that go. And about every foot or 6 inches I have a drip, and that's where it drips. That's where I plant my plants, and I only have to water maybe 5 minutes 3 times a day when it's at the hottest. Otherwise I just turn it down with the sprinkler controller. My particular line right now, the controller operates the garden. This is one controller. I have another one that waters the fruit trees, and then I have another one that comes up here and keeps the screen over here, and that's the lines will be blowing out. This is the control box with all the valves in it. There's a main shutoff valve right there in the corner. It looks kind of white. Once I'm done blowing the lines out, I'll be turning that off so no water comes, so I could still use the water through these spigots through the winter time. And here's a spigot right here. Now, to let you know, I get my water from culinary. I don't have secondary water, so I have to separate this from the house. And I have some valves that we can turn off at the house to keep it from backing up when we're doing the blowouts. Alrighty, that's a little bit of background, so let's get to it. Sorry, that's a little bit noisy. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get all our equipment together. You're going to need a compressor. You'll need a way to isolate the leg that you're blowing out, either valves or something like that. And then you'll also need one of these. This screws into your house or wherever you're going to put the pressure in, and this will hook up to the air compressor. You do not need a lot of air pressure when blowing these out. I believe last year I set mine at 20 psi. So you can see right here that's going down to 50. Okay, that's 25. Alright, so I'm setting right around 20. Right about there. This gauge here tells you your tank pressure, which is looking about a little over 100 pounds. And this is my outlet pressure, which is right now about 20 pounds. I'm going to turn this back on. I'll turn this off. But before I do, I want to show you my manifold that I have. Oh, gotta fall over. Okay. This is my inlet. This comes from the street. And then I can turn my whole house off right here with just by flipping that, so I turn my whole water pressure off. Then I label this one's outside, my hot water supply, my kitchen, my bathroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to isolate my outside. This is where my sprinkler system gets its supply. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that valve off 90 degrees. And right now, from my sprinkler system to here is all in this pipe here. So when I start blowing pressure in it, it's going to come and it's going to stop right here. It's not going to go into my house. So this is stopping the 20 pounds from entering the house at the moment. Alright, so this is a spigot that's connected to the outside circuit. What I'm going to do, so let me take this off if I can. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this valve, and it's going to drain what's left in the house above grade from that valve we just turned off to here. Because when I hook up my air tank, I don't want a bunch of water going into my air lines. So I'll turn this off now. Drained it. Now I'm going to put on my little air adapter for the water. You can hear the air compressor building up pressure still. I think I'll just go turn it off so it won't be so annoying. Oh, there it goes. Alright. Okay, now this line right now in the house is charged to 20 pounds PSI. It's hard to do with one hand, but let's see. Let me set you down. I guess you can see a little bit there. I'm going to attach this. Sorry, it hasn't been used in a while. There. Okay, now I have 20 PSI going from here out to the garden. So I'm going to open this up, and that's going to give my garden 20 PSI. Okay, so now we have pressure. You can look at it as a simulated water pressure. So we're going to walk out to the garden. Actually, I'm going to run out to my sprinkler controller, and I'm going to run the sprinklers as if I wanted to water the garden and the yard. And what we're looking for is the water to be coming out like normal, and then air to come out. Once that air comes out, we'll let it go for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and do a different circuit. Now my controller, here's Big Red. There's my controller. Okay, so we want to manual station 1. We're going to go ahead and start it. Okay, now 1. Maybe we'll have to go turn up the pressure, but oh, here we go. This is what 20 PSI looks like coming out of your sprinkler system. There. The sun's just coming up, and so I'll be taking my coat off here in a little bit. So what we're doing is we're waiting for air to start coming out of this. We're pushing all that water out through that valve box in the garden to here. Again, you don't need a lot of pressure, just enough to actuate that valve. It probably looks like I probably could add another 5 pounds or so, but more than likely, when I set it 20 pounds, it's probably misadjusted now. I probably need to go adjust it again, but this is working. So we have one here, and we have another valve right here. Right there. Now when air starts coming out of this, that's the golden time. We can switch circuits in the controller. I'll go ahead and pause this, and I thought air would be coming out before now, but I guess there's a lot of distance between here and the house to cover, so when air starts coming out, I'll turn it back on. Yeah, I came back in the house and the air pressure is way below 20, so I'm just going to turn it back up right around, so it's almost to 25 there. There we go. Alright, let's go check it out. Ah, that's working much better. I can hear air coming out of the... Looks like air's coming out. There's a little bit of water over here. So we'll let this go for about another 30 seconds or so. And the reason why I'm draining these out is so I'm not replacing the valves or these heads for the sprinkler system area, because that water will just crack them when it gets frozen. All right, let's move to the next circuit. Okay, turn it to off. Go to the next one. We're going to advance to 2. Nope, that's time. We're going to advance to 2. Hold it down. It started. Alright, now number 2 should be my drip lines, actually. The actual drip lines in the garden. So let's just go look over and see what's going on with them. You can hear it, the water. You can also see it dripping. Let's see if I can zoom in enough. You can kind of see it, but you can hear it more. So I'm just gonna walk around and make sure that most of the water is out of these. The line on my right is mainly cleaned out. There's no water coming out. I'm getting definitely a lot of water out of these. So we'll let this go for about 2 or 3 minutes. All my rotten produce that I've missed They've been frozen and they're all gushy. Let's check the next line. They're all sitting. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Alright, let's do the last circuit. And then we'll just run through each one again. Because the water will settle and they'll run to the lowest place in your line. Okay. So turn that off. Go to off. Okay, it's off. Now we go to the next circuit, which is excuse me, 3, 2, 3, and then we hold it down and it started. Now this one should go to the fruit trees, as you can see down there. They're already blowing out. That was fast, thank goodness. Alright, they'll just repeat the procedure through my valves 1, 2, and 3 again, and then I'll show you where I turn it off so the water gets back into these lines. It's off. Now we're going to go to manual station. We're going to go to station 3. Oops. Station 3. We're going to start it. And this is the way out there again. And it looks like there's nothing blowing out. That's awesome. It's done. Alright, so we're done here. So we're going to turn this to off. And we're going to leave it off because we're not going to use it anymore this year. That's my trickle charger for the lawnmower. It's hooked up right here. And that will be on all winter long. This will be probably the 5th year I've used this battery. I should have said that now to buy a new one. Okay, so our controller is off. Now we need to keep water, when I turn the water back on in the house, from coming back into this valve box to bust these valves. Because last time I forgot to do this, it cost me over $300 to replace all this. Okay, we're back in the valve box, and we're going to look at that valve right there. And what we're going to do, are we recording? Yep, we're recording. We're going to turn that off because this comes from the house. This valve, where is it? Right there, that valve. I'm going to turn that off, and that will keep the water from coming into this valve box. So now these are isolated. Right now the 20 psi is on that side. Matter of fact, if I turn this on now, this should only give me 20 psi. Or less now. But okay. All right. My valves are isolated now. They've been blown out. I've done my due diligence. Hopefully they don't bust this year. Oh shoot. Okay. I got the lid on it. It's now isolated. Now I can go back and take off the compressor from the outside line circuit, and then we'll open up the valve, and that last thing I just opened, and there's another one over there, will have water all throughout the year, throughout the winter, for the chickens and stuff. Those are buried at least 3 to 4 feet in the ground. They don't freeze at the bottom. When you turn it off, all the water goes down to the bottom, and so they don't freeze. And you can hear the compressor going. So we're just going to reverse what we've done here. We're going to turn this off so water don't come shooting out when we turn it on inside. Got to put you down again. I've removed the 20 psi supply. We go inside, turn the air compressor off. We don't need it anymore. Okay, the last thing left to do is to reintroduce water slowly, so you don't blow anything off, back into this comes from the city to my house. Now I'm going to turn the outside one back on, so I'm just going to do that really slow. This is going to shoot, it's going to take a little bit because it's got to go way back to that field. Come on. There, I'm just cracking it. I don't want a lot of pressure being shot all the way down there. It's going to run for a little bit. It has to fill about 200 feet of hose or line. If there's anything that's going to back up, I want it to hit this valve and not blow anything off out there. I'll speed this up so you don't have to wait this long, but what I'm doing is I'm listening for the change in sounds of how fast it's going through that valve. coming to the end. I'm going to shut it down a little bit. I did my whole house in PEX. That's what this is. This is just a white version of this is blue, this is white, and there's also a red PEX. These happen to be 3/4 inch that I did my mains with. So like if I have an issue with my kitchen or any of my supply for the water, I can just turn this off and that isolates my kitchen water, my cold water. Usually if you have a hot water issue, I have my own hot water. I can isolate it too, just turn it off here. And I have some more valves up by the, oh here we go, by the hot water tank. Okay, you can barely hear it coming through now. I'm just going to open it up. I'm opening it up, and there you go. The pressure is the same on both sides now to the valve. Now, just to show you what I've talked about, let's get this out of here. Shut the door. Alright. Let's go out to the water supply now. So what we've done is where I'm walking, there's a underground pipe. We filled that all with pressurized water from the house. My valves have been isolated because I turned off the water to the valves out here in this box. So even if we were running the controller, there'd be nothing coming out. However, it allows me to use this guy all through the winter. So we just open it up. That's just getting the air bubbles out from the house to here. Come on, you can do it. There we go. There'll be some air now and then. There's one more. That's over here. I just wanted to get the air out of it so nothing weird was going on. That seems to be working just fine. Alright. So now I've blown out all my sprinkler system and I have water back out to where I need it. And hopefully it won't freeze, even though, I mean, there's still a possibility that it will just because it's me. But I've tried my best to eliminate it from freezing and breaking valves and heads, and so that's how you blow out your valves, your water system. I had to do it this weekend because who knows what next week's going to be like. It's already, like I said, November 3rd or 2nd or something, so it's getting on close to Christmas, and so I'm not going to do this in the winter. Probably be too late by then. Alright, I have a couple more videos working on. We need to finish up that flywheel, and also I might try to put a where you saw in the house where the manifold for the water, I might put a pressure regulator in there to keep the pressure around 60 psi so it won't go higher than that. But those are just things coming up, so I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, and if you like what you see, hit that alarm bell, whatever, so you can see when I'm posting videos. But the subscriptions would really be appreciated. Until then, I'll talk to you later, and that's Let's Fix It with Chuck. Have a good day.